It's 6:30. Can I get everybody's attention, please? Go ahead. I'd like a moment of silence, please, for the 2 police officers that were killed in Onondaga County. Thank you very much.
At this time, I'd like to call the Planning Development Committee to order, please.
Counselor Walker,
Here,
Counselor Allen,
excused.
Counselor Plunkett.
Here.
Oh, seeing, could a motion to approve the minutes for March 24th, or March 4th, excuse me. Counselor Plunkett? Counselor Walker?
Counselor Walker,
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett.
Yes.
All right, we're good. No old business, I see. We'll go right to communication. Mayor Cordino requests authorizations for a public hearing regarding the proposed submission of a $1.5 million Restore New York grant to support the Ponzi Building Rehab project. It's well overdue. Thank you, Rob.
Good evening, or I should say, councilors. I'm here today to bring you up to speed on something that I've been working on for a month or so. About a month ago, I got an email about a Restore New York grant, which I believe it's round 8 this time around. And I guess it happens 7 or 8 times, but this time around, there's a pot of $60 million for properties in the state of New York that can be used for exactly what we're talking about, a building that needs to be restored. So as Councilor Walker pointed out, this building has been in disrepair for a number of years. When I first got on the council 8 years ago, we were using it for a youth center. I believe they were using it 4 or 5 nights a week. And then after that, after a year or two of that, I think it moved on. But you might have seen some pictures. Last week, I brought in some experts in the field of restoration. They took a look at the building. They're going to be working on us preparing a proposal, an application for this Restore New York. Initially, there's certain steps to go through to apply for this grant. The first one was a very simple application, about 3 pages, basically describing what the project was, an approximate ballpark price, and what it would be used for. After we sent that in, about 2 weeks later, we found out that the project was deemed eligible. So that was the first step, and that was the easiest step. Now there's about 16 more things we have to do. We have to have a public hearing, we have to have a proposal, we have to have architectural drawings. So we have a short amount of time to do that. I don't know if it was in your packet, but there's going to be a meeting, I believe, on May 15th that we will have a public hearing so people can express their thoughts about this. So again, this basically is just authorizing you to proceed with this proposal. That's the short answer. Any questions about this? Okay.
Well, thank you. Any comments?
I'd like to say, personally thank the mayor, as well as I'm sure the second ward would like to thank Mayor Cordino and his efforts to take care of this problem. I've been councilman for 4.5 years, and it's been a constant battle for me to try to get somebody to actually take a look at this and make some steps to do something. I understand we're in some turmoil with trying to become a federal park, and that kind of held us up a little bit. But this would be a huge project for us if we could get it done. I'd like to say that many days that I walk along the fort or along many of the side streets and get people driving by me with their window open in the summer times, yelling out the window, "You need to do something with the Ponzi building." I think this is a huge thing for the second ward, and I really appreciate that. Thank you.
I do want to point out that back in 2016, when I became a counselor, it was brought to my attention, but, you know, we had some other things we had to do. For example, the room you were sitting in, that wall right there was leaning in at about 2 feet. So at the time, we needed to put about $2 million into City Hall. So, you know, the time is ripe now. This grant is something that's geared for this type of project, and I'm pursuing it. We'll see where we land as far as the application, and hopefully we can get it. If not, we'll have all the information that we're going to have for this application for future applications. One of the things I've noticed in 3 months in this job is I get a lot of emails about grant opportunities, so if it doesn't work out this time, I'll certainly keep this in mind for future grants. Thank you for your support.
Can I just wanted to mention also, the buildings, from the research I've done in the past and being involved with Fort Ontario, you know, all the red buildings date back to the 1903 period, and, you know, they have historic significance not only because of the troops that were stationed there back then during the time like the Boxer Rebellion, Spanish-American War, but later, obviously, those buildings were utilized during the, you know, the World War II era, and are important to the legacy of the Safe Haven refugee camp there too as well. So I think it's great that we're going to be able to restore those buildings, and if we become a national park, all the better, because many national parks around the country you go through, you'll find different eras of you know, building from old forts like that. So I think it'll be a boon to the whole, not only the neighborhood, but also to people that come for tourism as well. So it's great.
Great, thank you. Any more comments? Seeing none, could I get a motion? Counselor Plunkett, myself.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
There's no more new business. Could I get an adjournment? Counselor Plunkett, myself.
Counselor Walker?
Yes,
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
thank you.
This time, I'd like to call the Fiscal Service Committee meeting to order. Can I have the roll call, please?
Counselor Burridge?
Here?
Counselor Benucci?
Here.
Counselor Walker?
Here.
Counselor Gozick?
Here.
I'd like to have a motion to approve the minutes of the committee meeting held on April 1st, 2024. Counselor Walker, Counselor Gozick.
Counselor Burridge?
Yes.
Counselor Benucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Gozick?
Yes.
You see no old business, I'd like to move on to communication. Number one, the Zoning and Planning Office has received a request for use of public space from Adrian Z. Harris, owner of a single-family dwelling located at 61 West 4th Street, in order to replace the front steps. Is there anybody here that would like to speak on that matter?
Good evening, councilors. Mrs. Harris is looking to replace those front steps, obviously, as well as add a landing to the front of the building. Make it easier for access getting in and out. It's 6 foot 6 by 5 landing with 3 steps going to it, 3 foot off the sidewalk. Obviously built to code, and it's gonna look a lot better than what she's got going on there now.
Anybody else with any other questions? I did take a look at the location myself, and I think that's actually going to make the building look a lot nicer with the
It is.
extended porch.
Yeah, I agree.
Can I have a motion, please? Counselor Benucci, Counselor Walker.
Counselor Burridge?
Yes.
Counselor Benucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Gozick?
Yes.
Number two, the Office of Economic Development has received a request for use of public space from John Salazzo to host the Go Skate Day event at the Oswego Skate Park on Friday, June 21st, 2024, from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Is there anybody here that would like to speak on that? I reached out this afternoon, actually this morning about 10 o'clock, to speak to Mr. Salazzo and left a message on his phone. I guess the skate park is not probably open that earlier in the afternoon hours. I never received a call back for him, but I think this, anytime we put something like this for use for the kids is nothing but a good thing. From what I understand, I believe the police chief is going to put a few guys down there to speak to the people down there skating, so that's another little PR thing for everybody. So, can I have a motion on this, please? Counselor Walker, or excuse me, Counselor Gozick, Counselor Benucci.
Counselor Burridge?
Yes.
Counselor Benucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Gozick?
Yes.
I have no other business. Can I have a motion to adjourn, please? Counselor Walker, Counselor Benucci.
Counselor Burridge?
Yes.
Counselor Benucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Goza?
Yes.
This time, I would like to call to order the Administrative Services Committee. Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Plunkett?
Here.
Counselor Burridge?
Here.
Counselor Allen?
He's excused.
Counselor Benucci?
Here.
Counselor Walton?
Here.
Like a motion to accept the minutes from the previous meeting on April 1st, 2024.
15.
Counselor Walton, Counselor Vernucci.
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Burridge?
Yes.
Counselor Benucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walton?
Yes.
Any old business? Okay. Item number 1 under communication. Mayor Robert A. Corradino requests discussion on financial support for Harbor Fest 2024.
Hello again. I got a call from Dan Harrington, who was here tonight, the director of Harborfest, and asked if you counselors would consider supporting the event. Last year, most of you were here last year. We did pass several things that we supported for the fireworks. The fireworks and the stage we supported last year. This year, Harborfest is asking for some support for the fireworks, for 2 barges and a tug for the fireworks that they blast off the break wall. So I'm going to let Mr. Harrington explain it in more detail, and you can ask him all the questions because he has all the answers.
Good evening, councilors. My name is Dan Harrington. I'm the director of Harborfest. I'm here tonight asking the city of Oswego for the same assistance that has been given to Harborfest the last 2 years, and that being assisting with the cost of obtaining a tug and 2 barges for the annual Grucci Family Fireworks Show on Saturday night of Harborfest. Last year, we received $30,000 for the tug and barges and $30,000 for assistance with the cost for the Friday Night National Act band. This year, we are asking for the $30,000 assistance for the tug and barges only. Also different this year, Harborfest had to go out and find a company to supply the required marine equipment, which we did. And it is quite expensive, resulting in this reason for the request. The fireworks show is again being sponsored by a sole single company. Also this year, we'll be having national acts on both Thursday and Friday nights. We'll also be having a circus in the children's area along with several other activities for the children, including the Children's Parade and Peppa Pig, which was real popular last year. We're also having free shuttle service during the festival in honor of our 35th anniversary. So I hope Harborfest can again count on the city for supporting this great festival. Thanks. Questions?
Can I get a motion? Counselor Burridge, Counselor Vernucci.
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Burridge?
Yes.
Counselor Benucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walton?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 2 under communication, the Office of Economic Development requests authorization for the mayor to sign a lease agreement extension with Camelot Lodge LLC for the use of a storefront at 201 West First Street for a visitor center.
Normally, somebody from Economic Development would be here, but they asked me to speak since they weren't available. I think everybody here on the council knows the visitor center is across the street. We've used it now for, I think it'll be the 3rd year that we've rented this facility. It's used for a lot of different things. The visitor center primarily, but we did Blizzard Bucks out of there a year or 2 ago. Next week during the school break, they're going to be using it. The youth centers, Oswego County City and County Youth Bureau is going to be using it for kids' workshop. We've used it for the Christmas shop during the Christmas season. And I think it was last year or the year before, we actually ran classes there for charter boat, not charter boat, but captains for like tiki boat cruises. So you have to go through classes for that. So it's used a lot. It's used during harbor or during the farmers market. It's open during that time to give people all kinds of information about our tourism activities here. So as you can read, the lease is, I believe, $22,200 for the year, and which is an increase from last year. Last year it was $21,600. So that's pretty much the story. Any questions?
I just have one question. I know it's location where you got it, beautiful location. How about the basement of this building? We don't utilize it. I was just thinking out loud. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
I know you gotta
uh,
rehab it and everything, but, I mean, for future, I'm just looking at it that, I mean, we'll save 20 grand and, the promotion tourism will have that money in their account then.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things in the future that we're going to do. I anticipate, as you all know, we're anticipating building a new fire or police station. So that building across the street will be empty in a couple of years, if not sooner. And so I anticipate that we can utilize that for maybe bringing in the HUD office or community development and the visitor center. I mean, or also the downstairs basement, you probably know, is utilized for storage of documents. So we need to, believe it or not, there are some documents you need to need to save a lifetime. So we're running out of space in the basement on that too. So that building across the street is going to have probably a third and fourth life because it originally was a customs house, and then it was a post office, then it's a police station. So it's going to have more uses for sure. So I agree with you. We should probably down the road think about moving it into one of our own buildings.
I was just gonna piggyback on that, thinking, you know, with the development with our waterfront and everything going on with the, hopefully getting the, you know, NOAA's, marine sanctuary status and everything else, I just wonder if it'd be something we could look at with the city building, like, the McCroby Center or something where there could be a waterfront visitor center in the future. I know it serves the community well downtown. There's a lot of traffic there. Believe me, I've seen it and I've heard people talk about it. I think it does a great job, but just something to think about, where, again, save the city money and times are tight, so that's something that would definitely, hopefully we can look into in the future.
Yeah, I'm open to any suggestions that we can utilize public buildings for.
Right. Thanks.
Can I get a motion? Counselor Burridge, Counselor Vernucci?
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Burridge?
Yes.
Counselor Vernucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walton?
Yes.
Item 3 under communication, Police Chief Phil Cady requests authorization for the mayor to enter into agreement with Fisher Associates to complete a parking and transportation study throughout the city of Oswego. Chief?
Thank you. Thank you, Counselor, and thank you for taking that moment of silence for the Syracuse police officer.
Of course.
And the Onondaga County Sheriff's deputy that were killed in the line of duty last night. Counselors, as you know, part of my duties as chief, I oversee the Traffic Advisory Committee. The last several years since I've been there, we've had an uptick in requests for different traffic control devices, mainly in the 1st and 3rd Ward. I also receive a large amount of complaints about several roads throughout the city, speeding vehicles, loud vehicles and whatnot. And another issue we've had is downtown parking, and a lot of that is because of the success the city's seen with downtown revitalization and the waterfront revitalization. And I think Councilor Vernucci and Councilor Walton can attest to the parking issues downtown. We certainly get a lot of phone calls about those. But, so we've had internal discussion on the Traffic Advisory Committee, myself, Councilor Walker, and Councilor Burge included, that we need to have a professional study done. Somebody come in and take a look at the parking issues downtown, how we can better serve the businesses and residents and visitors and patrons for those businesses. Also, we have certain areas in the 1st Ward that we need to take a look at for traffic calming studies, just because of the increased amount of traffic that we've seen, especially with Brightbeck Park and the Marina area. this also, when I speak of downtown, this also goes towards the east side also, so we're not leaving the east side out. And there's some discussion with, for Councilor Gozick, West Fifth Street, south, pretty much from Allen Street south, looking at the speed through there. So with that said, I think all of you have their proposal. I think it's the most reasonably priced one, gives us the biggest bang for our buck, and I'd be happy to answer any questions if anybody has any.
First and foremost, it's a lot of the calls that I know Councilor Benucci and I get are through those, so I definitely think it needs, like you said, a much more thorough look over there. One of the things I want to make clear as well is that built into this agreement, we also have a public session built into that as well, correct?
Yep, I discussed that with their representative, and I also discussed if we want to look at doing surveys. There's different ways we can go about getting public opinion.
Perfect, thank you.
I think it's not a question, but I appreciate you putting this together because I know we had another option out there, and this one seemed like it was the most fit. And by adding that public session that Councilor Walton brought up, it makes the most sense to do something like this. With all the complaints we've been hearing from parking, I get it probably once a week at least. So I'm fully supportive of this. I hope the council will support it as well.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Can I get a motion, please?
Can I say something first?
Mayor?
I didn't see in the resolution where this money's coming from.
It should have been a budget amendment.
It's kind of important for you guys to know where the money's coming from, right? Last I knew.
Just a little.
Well, I'd be requesting a budget amendment to cover the 29,000.
And then you need to know which account it's going into.
$440. 312440.
I guess you need to amend the resolution to include that.
Can I get a motion to amend? Counselor Vernucci, Counselor Walton?
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes to amend?
Counselor Burridge?
Yes to amend.
Counselor Benucci?
Yes to amend.
Counselor Walton?
Yes to amend.
Okay. Can I get a motion? Counselor Walton, Counselor Vernucci?
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Burridge?
Yes.
Counselor Benucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walton?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Okay, anything else? Could I get a motion to adjourn? Counselor Burridge, Counselor Walton?
Counselor Plunkett?
Yes.
Counselor Burridge?
Yes.
Counselor Benucci?
Yes.
Counselor Walton?
Yes.